Hello, and welcome back to Control, and welcome back to Investigation Sector in the Federal Bureau of Control. Let's see. Right, we concluded the fight over here, around this tunnel, and I was curious why nobody points or draws this tunnel for me on the map. Now it goes on and on. And I'm a little bit confused if I'm supposed to go. Oh, it's the motor education one.
No AC, no mold spore circulation. But it might get a bit stuffy in here.
Might get a little bit stuffy. It probably will get stuffy. And it's a building without any windows. Pretty sure it will get stuffy. So I didn't have to remove all the spores because clearly there was one extra spore. Okay. Well, I can clearly see Hartman over there, just casually standing there. So let me quickly check my missions. So that will be in this AWE area, okay. And yes, light on the blunts was also supposed to be in the loading bay. So I need to backtrack just a little bit. We need to find plants, we need to find source of light. Well, I have found the source of light. Now, plants. Let's see, where are my favorites? Silent friends that generate oxygen for us all. Yeah, this is just a whiteboard with formula. Those are the boring ones, we are not interested in those. I was hoping for a plant in some obvious location, but Maybe I was hoping for too much. Because this will be loading bay vents. Yes. Let's try to go now in another direction. Because maybe now I will spot something. Maybe somebody shoved the plant real far. Ah, no, it's right over there.
Here's some sunshine to brighten your day. It's artificial, though. How does that work? And that's the last one. I should appoint someone to take care of these guys. Supervisor of Houseplant Well-Being.
I think that's a nice retirement role. You know, there is Ati the janitor who just gets everywhere. And then there will also be Jessie the houseplant caretaker. She's also everywhere. She can levitate. She can throw forklifts around the building. But what she chose to do? Take care of plants, because they cannot take care of themselves. Especially if you, well, okay, that's not entirely true. That's living being. They evolved to take care like within the parameters of themselves. The point is, if you shove them in the building, that's far from their parameters. So please, if you have houseplants, try to take care of them.
I knew you'd be.
Fra Mauro summary. A paranatural entity arrived on Earth by infiltrating the Apollo 14 lunar mission at an unknown point of their voyage to the Fra Mauro Highlands of the Moon. 32 hours after the return of Apollo 14 command module to Earth, the Bureau was contacted by Mr. White House senior official and instructed to send a small team to the Johnson Space Center in Houston. At their base, the team examined the entity and carried out interviews with NASA staff. They learned that 4 astronauts had returned to Earth instead of the expected 3. Each human crew member was insistent that the mission left with 4 members, though they couldn't name the 4th when asked. The entity seemingly affected their memory to make its presence feel unremarkable. The entity was transported to the oldest house for further investigation. An altercation between NASA security and the investigation team occurred upon their arrival. Mr. called to clarify the matter, though tensions remained high. Bureau jurisdiction and clearance should be defined more clearly with other federal agencies. Oh, now you're interactable. I have a core, I just don't know for what purposes. A set of mobile labs, okay. The Apollo 14 entity, commonly known as Fra, underwent a series of physical examinations upon its admittance into the oldest house. The entity can speak, though its poor grasp of the English language makes any meaningful communication impossible. Interview material can be found at. So that's what the tape was about. Okay. Its physical form consists solely of the extravehicular mobility unit spacesuit used by NASA astronauts, the same model worn by the other crew. This could be an authentic EMU taken from one of the NASA astronauts, though the suit does not bear any wearer's name, or one materialized through conversion or possibly corporealization. The suit itself is slightly damaged, which is likely due to the fact that the command module did not have a fourth seat for the entity to strap into during re-entry. The EMU is entirely hollow and pieces can be removed, though this seems to agitate the entity. X-rays and spectrograph imaging have shown shaped outlines existing within the suit. For safety reasons, the entity will be contained in a secure cell until more information can be gathered. I feel like I would like to get back there. Okay, that opened the elevator. And perhaps over here I can find the master switch. Go away, Hartman. Go away.
There. One last place for him to hide.
Treble took the top hat. Speak with the voice on the cell intercom. It's a bit of a shame that these whiteboards do not contain any peculiar information. I still adore the whiteboard with the red and black pyramid. I think this was like a very nice one. I thought it might have to do something with the Dion and his, you know, so something related to that. We did not see any red pyramid in the end, which was maybe a little bit disappointing, but still, it was a nice thing to kind of like just think about it. I wonder how true to the real thing is this thing. Because just think about humans made it to the moon in the end of 60s, right? And by modern standards, they had a box of scraps. Like as a random access memory that they used as strands of copper wire that goes through the ferromagnetic coil.
Yes, hello? Yes, me? Who are we?
And whether it goes through the coil or around the coil defines whether it's a 0 or is it a 1. And so the people who navigated the wire like it's like there was a matrix of coils, right, like a grid of them, and they just wired the copper wires like in a series of rows or columns, and they were going either through the coils or around the coils. And every wire represented a single byte, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken, but the point is, it was far cry from what we have today. And yet they made it to the moon multiple times.
See the seat.
Prisoner 11C approach with caution.
Hello?
Hello. Great about us today. Long roads and no hardly. You are Bygone?
Sure. Why are you locked up in here?
Casual turning. Back in front. And Gerbil took the top head. Not being pressed for that. Lady going and loosing back for eye?
Sorry, I think I'm misunderstanding you. What do you want?
The head? The head for tales? For reading news, jars, words, and tumble. The reading head.
Okay, take it easy. I'll take a look. So maybe it wants something to read.
Maybe something
Or a
to
jar.
read. Maybe something
Let's
to
just see what we
read.
can find.
To read the news. Something that might tell him the news. Some kind of a radio.
This could be what it wants. Let's give it a shot.
But it's not. I mean, there is no way. Come on, that's just a bowl of fruit.
No, jars. A head. Scotch and peppers? Head.
Okay, that wasn't right. Let's try something else.
At the very least, right now, those are highlightable items, right? So like it's not too painful to try to search for them. I hope that is. And seriously? So you propose a booze? Toilet roll and... I mean...
Maybe it'll like this.
Only one way to find out, I guess.
Head. A-S-B-E. Head.
But then again, I also latch myself
Maybe this will do the trick?
onto the news, as if the word news that the entity said is like I should take it for the face value.
Rusa, you ping pong. A head.
Guess that wasn't it either. Huh. This might do it.
But will it do it?
Maybe.
Ay, ay, ay.
Lady, you are school and dirt for losing.
Keep that up and I won't help you anymore. Let's see if this will do it. I'm ready to be done with this.
Hurry, clocks, lady. The head. 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 No snacks. Head is top of all up and down. At the top. The top head.
Wait, does this thing actually mean head? Head is in a body's head? Where the hell am I gonna find that? And How did it lose it?
Okay, well, I believe we can do that eventually. Silly. Let's see. Sector head office. Oh, suit fabric. Okay, that will do. Personal mods are full again. God damn it. Who collects all of them? Hmm? It's your helmet, of course.
A helmet? For a head. Is that what the prisoner meant? I guess there's only one way to find out.
Well, that's what I would usually say. So, that kind of makes sense. And I remember I used to at least glance over the helmet when I just like passed this area. Like, huh? A helmet? Okay.
The Head River Chicken Station. Oh, far tastier. Press any button?
So the helmet is what you're after, huh?
Tubes, snug and grape, pure grapes. Hail a lady.
You're welcome, I guess. Did Kirkland lock you up in here?
Chief Trouble? Yes. Teddy's long around. But holdout's unhappiest. Can gather for goldfishes. No wrinkle.
Okay. Well, sounds like you're doing fine in there now. Just make sure you don't go anywhere.
Jelly.
At least we helped this guy. I think. Best we leave it locked up, though. We have no idea what it is, and we don't need any more problems out here.
Now, shall we go to Bright Falls AWE? Active investigation. The interesting way how they cut
Damn. Timing. Hartman just came through here. God, he was hideous. He tore the security door to the Bright Falls AWE site wide open. He was so ugly. Like, wow. I got a good look at him, and Christ, he does not look like he used to. The hiss must have messed him up or something. He looks like a bar rag that's been twisted by the world's strongest man. Or a monster from some 80s horror movie. You know, back when it was all practical effects. Ugh. Nasty.
Real
Did you say
professional,
something?
Langston.
Remember, I can't hear you. Never mind, just go after Hartman. Ah, so disgusting.
I was about to say that the interesting thing about the cut of Jesse's suit is that the shoulder and the waist make a triangle, like as a board. That's an interesting thing. Anyway.
I've written, rewritten. The darkness wants to hide the past to make me lose my way. I trust what I read on these pages. I wrote them for a reason. Cut through the reality, tear it apart, and rewrite it. They are drawn to the mystery.
Okay. Mr. Wake. Let's have a look at it again. Maybe you're missing something.
I've written and rewritten. Deconstructed, reconstructed. Experimented with different voices. Changed the style, changed myself. Forgotten the language, relearned the language. Have I been here before? Gone down this path before? The darkness wants to hide the past to make me lose my way. You must know where you've been to know where you're going. I trust what I read on these pages. I wrote them for a reason. My notes to myself. The only way to make progress, recap, then write more. The style then. Lose the fat. Make it clear. Ugly. Functional. Present, be blunt. Only the brutal truth. Cut through the reality, tear it apart, rewrite it. Be clever, make them do the work. Form the image in their minds. They make it, you just imply. Incept. They're drawn to the mystery, obsessed. You set it up, they put it together. Their interpretation, and there's only one because you give them no choice. And they believe in it. Because it's theirs now.
This is a... I'm very intrigued in like how proficient of a writer you must be, so that without saying anything specific or exact, you create an idea with your reader, but you're so good of a writer that you know that the idea that they can form is a specific one, and you want them to form this idea by themselves. And now they trust it more because it's their idea, it's not your idea that you just shoved in them. They came up with this. So cool.
Stuck. Let's go take care of it.
Bam. Now we're going down.
Thank you for meeting with us again, Dr. Hartman.
It's my pleasure, gentlemen. I hope the information I provided thus far has been of some small use.
It's been invaluable, Doctor. Really, we have a much clearer picture of this event, thanks to your accounts.
Well, I do consider myself a keen observer of...
We did have one question, though. You mentioned in an earlier conversation that your patients displayed, and I'm paraphrasing here, unnatural abilities that you in fact encouraged during their time in your lodge. It'd be very helpful if you could fill us in on the details there.
Of course. Like yourselves, I work to understand and even bend the rules of our earthly paradigm. My patient's well-being was paramount, of course, but I would hardly be a man of science if I did not reach out at the underlying truth. As I stated in my written proposal, I believe working alongside your organization could be greatly beneficial to both parties. Sharing notes, as they say.
Thank you, Doctor. That's all we need to hear. Remy?
Dr. Emil Hartman, you have been found in breach of Codes 4, 8, and 74 of the Federal Bureau of Control Criminal Offense System.
What? You can't do this? I am a well-connected man. You're making a dire mistake, my friend.
You will be detained until further notice, and all personal property will be confiscated, including the Cauldron Lake Lodge.
That's preposterous. You can't just seize my property. I'm a United States citizen. I have rights. That lodge is my life's work. I'm offering you years of research.
Get him out of here.
You're making a mistake. You have to listen to me. You have to listen.
I just noticed this lovely black maximum security life subject. Oh, and we're going through the motel to get over there. Can Hartman follow us to the motel?
I've forgotten again. I had a plan. I know it. I forgot. He's coming. I've got to get out of here. Dive deep.
He's coming. Who? Wake. Mr. Wake, please, sir. I beg of you.
Whatever
Who?
is going on with Wake, he clearly needs some help.
Like, when you say he's coming, do you refer to Zane, who is not present right here, right now, compared to the previous thing? Do you refer to Hartman that we are chasing right now? Do you refer to some other thing? Oh, presentation? Maybe not. Okay, we're just clearing things from darkness. Ah, such a flashbang.
Going mad. Wake had to escape, right? His escape. Wake needed a hero. A hero needed a crisis. For the part in the story about the government agency, Wake needed something special, something to convey an alien force mimicking human intelligence.
Hartman? The third thing.
The story needed many beginnings, many springs, streams that turned into a river, a flood, and then an ocean. This was one. Wake used the materials he had, the connections he had, the people, the places. Wake put them in to make it true. His wife, the psychiatrist, his city, These connections, like magnets, move things. Alice was a conduit. She'd been in the dark place. The thing that had been Hartman sensed her near, sensed Wake through her. Went berserk, broke loose. Wake made sure Alice was already gone by then. Safe. The more springs, the more the story became real. The more people believed. Cause and effect. It was extremely delicate and hard work. It had to go through the path of least resistance where success was most likely. Where there was a connection already. Wake felt the pressure grow in his head. Going mad. Wake had to escape. Right. His escape. He was already out. He wanted to make it true. Wake needed a hero. A hero needed a crisis. For the part in the story about the government agency, Wake needed something special, something to convey an alien force mimicking human intelligence. Something that can't be translated. Translated. Wake channeled Burroughs and Bowie. He cut up sentences and words. Orange peel. You are home. Insane. He put them in a shoebox. He pulled out the words. Wake created a Dadaist poem. He'd try anything once. Or had he tried this before?
The only thing I have a question right now is how can you ensure that Alice will be safe? You're writing a story, can you be sure that your heroes follow what you are writing? Well, is it a story or is it a manual? Yeah, well, I'm not a writer, so... Oh, it's not very bright over here. I can tell you that much. After reaching out to the bureau, Alice Wake was brought into the oldest house for an interview on 2017. See file for the full transcript. The interview conducted by agents Shah and Dempsey revealed that Mrs. Wake has had recurring nightly visitations from her missing ex-husband in her New York apartment. Mr. Wake appears out of nowhere and rushes at her down the corridor. According to her impression, he appears crazy and horrifying, clearly coming at her with violent intent. Mrs. Wake believes that he is haunting her, insisting he is not Alan but a monster in his body. Mrs. Wake has not been sleeping out of the fear of these visits. Her attempts to keep the lights on through the night result in the relevant hallway's light bulb breaking every night, possibly indicating involvement. Further investigation required. We propose installing monitoring equipment in the apartment. Copies of supply request form have been sent to Mr. Kirkland and administration for approval.
Another replica. Like the one they made for Ordinary. I wonder what happened here.
I can't see where we are going, like, is that supposed to be that dark? Oh. Okay. Shush. Okay, listen, I can have a power core. Now where I could use a power core? Maybe over there. Well, that's quite a distance. Excuse me? Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Jesse, Jesse, come on, come on. I cannot recover, I cannot recover, I cannot recover. Oh craps. Oh craps. Okay, we are back in action. Go away, Hartman. Just go away.
Hartman won't be a problem anymore, Langston. But investigations need someone to run it. Interested?
I've seen what happens to sector heads, ma'am. No, thank you. Ma'am, I'm getting something on my terminal here, an AWE alert from Bright Falls, Washington. But it might be a glitch. The date's all wrong, a couple of years in the future. And we're in lockdown, there shouldn't be any incoming signals.
Maybe it was active before we went into lockdown? Are there agents on site?
Let me check. Agent Estevez is the field agent in charge of monitoring the site, so she should be there to let us know if the situation has been through any major changes recently.
Things set in motion. If the alarm's true, then so is the reason for the alarm. The effect must follow the cause. It's happening again. A return. You have been warned.
Yo. Okay, that is so cool. So we are going back to the Cauldron Lake, right? And there is some crap happening again. Maybe the darkness is trying to find its way out again. And well, the things just repeat themselves. But maybe this time, Alan changes the events just ever so little so that he can have a chance to escape. An unconfirmed threshold manifestation occurred at Cauldron Lake. The citizens of Bright Falls had gathered in the town's southwestern fields for the annual festival known as DFest. Eyewitnesses all claimed that the day had been sunny, confirmed by reviews of the area's weather reports, but then with no warning a thunderstorm appeared in the direction of the Anderson farm and a tornado rose from Cauldron Lake. The torrential rain that followed caused a flash flood. It was as if the day had turned to night. Frank Breaker, the sheriff of Bright Falls, formerly a bureau agent, a father of Sarah Breaker, okay, managed to guide the crowd to safety as the festival grounds were destroyed by the flood. The festival was cancelled, ending 1 day earlier. Lack of official bureau presence on the scene makes this event difficult to report as a confirmed AWE, though the similarity to other known events in the Bright Falls area lend credence to the accounts of the townspeople. I don't see much reconstruction here. I mean, a couple of buildings here and there. On the day of the flooding, the rock band Old Gods of Asgard was rehearsing in a field outside the Anderson farm, the homestead of band members Odin and Thor Anderson. Both admitted to being in a heavy state of inebriation at the time, having spent days drinking their home-brewed moonshine when celebrating Deerfest. After the townspeople were evacuated from the flooded field, Sheriff Breaker was asked by Freya Anderson, daughter of Thor Anderson, to check on her father and uncle. Breaker drove to the Anderson farm and found the band members alive but in need of medical aid. Thor Anderson had been struck by lightning, and Odin Anderson has cut his own right eye, a possible reference to Norse deities like Thor and Odin. They claimed they had fought and valiantly defeated a dark army of the Scratching Hag rising from Cauldron Lake. CAWE of 1970 related to the suspected maybe Thomas Zane at Divers Island. While impossible to verify, these events are relevant to the recurring AWE at Bright Falls and the Cauldron Lake. Odin and Thor Anderson have been listed as persons of interest.
This must be where they studied Hartman. Kinda looks like Bill himself. I wonder if they treated him as badly.
Oh, there's a hiss sharpened. So why do you need shatter if you can use pierce on a point blank range? Now, any other documents over here? So the interesting thing that I can get out of the documents so far is that the event in the Bright Falls is a recurring one. So can we expect that Alan Wake? Well, yes, there is. We got the alarm as a bureau, so yes, there is another AWE happening right there.
These are the notes of Dr. Emil Hartman. I am continuing my work alone again, since certain parties were too blind to recognize a golden opportunity. Despite my generous offers, the conversations came to naught. Some people simply do not value collaboration as I do. Though I believe now that it was for the best. The sort of bold, pioneering work that I am undertaking cannot thrive under the shackles of bureaucracy and regulation. I have a history of seeking such partnerships. There was a time when I had hoped Alan Wake and I could collaborate. Together we could have produced art such that the world has never seen. But Wake was stubborn, egotistical. Writers usually are. Disappointing nonetheless. But now, like Tom before him, Wake has disappeared into Cauldron Lake. And this is where my work turns hypothetical. Since he was lost to the lake, Thomas Zane has been observed by various townspeople. This indicates to me that the individuals within the lake are not entirely gone. I anticipate Wake will similarly return one day. While I may harbor some resentment for the man, his raw talent and determination are undeniable. From this, I have concluded that the lake and the dark place within it are not as removed from this world as I previously thought. Given my acute awareness of what awaits within, my meticulous preparations, and my considerable education, I believe myself much more prepared than either Tom or Wake. I should be able to cross into that dark realm with the chance to return as they have. All that remains is the dive itself. It frightens me, I admit, but such is the burden of the truth seeker. I will take my plunge into the dark tomorrow, with only the light of knowledge to guide me. It is time for a breakthrough. Until I return.
Well, you did return, I guess. I'm not sure if that's what you hoped for, but you go, buddy. What's that thing? Oh, the cell. Right, it's the cell where they used to keep Hartman. Right, makes sense. That would have called a Bright Falls. Is that how the town really looked like? I thought there is a diner like next to a harbor, like that must be the fishing place, right? But then wasn't the diner either on this corner or on this corner? Or maybe it's one of those buildings. I don't think there were any trees there. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, you can actually have it over here. Don't touch. Yeah, okay, I just simply do not see any diner over here, but this does look like Bright Falls. And the Cauldron Lake Lodge. Well, I did not get any new abilities as I hoped I would. We did not burn out the darkness. In service ducts. Right, I as a matter of fact, I do remember that there was darkness. Let's quickly redeem ourselves. Just a moment. So we will need a source of light.
A lunar lander? I knew it! The moon landing was faked.
Oh, come on.
51 is a cover-up.
No.
Aliens are real! Although, none of that sounds as exciting as it did a week ago.
Come on, Jess, you are better than this. I mean, the papers that we read suggests that they suggest that the lunar landing took place. That would be one. That would be two. And over there should be three.
Done. That should make him happy. You're welcome.
IT postcard. I got a postcard. Would you look at that? A postcard! That is, a crazy person works hard and a wise person gets away with less. Happy vacation to me. Now let's see if maybe Emily has something to say about it. Oh, we've been to a lot of places in the bureau, right? We walked all across it. Amazing. I am so pleased with this game. It was such a nice time. Some occasional frustrations due to some fights that were unexpectedly difficult for me, like SH. But other than that, such a good time.
Hi, Jesse.
Bye, Emily.
Well, I've got a bureau to run. See you soon. Yes, ma'am, Director Faden. Not even as a joke. Lots to do.
Right then. So yeah, we do have some major targets, right? Or similar stuff like personal protection and that kind of things, which I am not very interested. There is a jukebox that we can do indefinitely, sure. Maybe we can search for some, I don't know, secret locations or stuff, but I am not sure that I will be proceeding with any of that. Simply because, well, you can do the alarms indefinitely because they will just come and go. And the jukebox, I simply don't feel like doing it. There is no associated story as far as I can tell. I mean, of course, this is a false statement because, I mean, the statement that is correct is just I cannot know what is there. I don't know the future. There might be some story, some maybe amazing story, and I will not learn it because I will read about it, okay? Let's make a deal. I will read about it. If there will be something except the outfit or some minor cosmetics stuff, if there will be actually something that I would that pique my interest, then yes, of course, I will do it for the recording. But other than that, I would consider the game actually being done, and yeah, I will be happy to dive into Cauldron Lake. Haha, no, thank you. I do not want to dive into Cauldron Lake. I want to dive into Alan Wake 2, the game, and yeah, see how Alan gets out of the dark place. So the way I see it, he writes a book. The book includes, or he writes a manuscript that the events should take place around the Cauldron Lake, where an AWE is happening again. This time, I expect the Bureau to be like present in full force over there, monitoring it, ready to respond, that kind of stuff. I expect that somehow Alan, well, see, I still bank on the motel as a way for Alan to escape. Maybe he will just use the front door, so somehow he will emerge from the lake, similar to the way Alice escaped. No idea. I root for the motel. I want to see motel in action because there are so many doors in the motel, and behind one of them is Alan, and we know that Alan is in a dark place, so the dark place is connected to the motel, that's connected to the bureau, that's connected to the real world. I want to use the motel. Now, will it actually happen? I have not a single clue. Only one way to find out. That will be later. Now, Control. Amazing game, amazing gameplay. It's an interesting decision that there is no difficulty slider for people, so I assume we'll all play the same unless I am a complete moron who forgot that there was a difficulty that I set to normal or something. Anyway, if there is no difficulty, that's very peculiar decision. Because you grow up, you get some abilities, your enemies also level up, but it's not like they present particular danger unless there is maybe some combination that, like, due to your playstyle or choice of weapons, like, just not very good for you. Like, for me, the screaming invisible his things were the worst combination, especially if you have like any other enemy present, basically, because I need to fully concentrate on the invisible thing. I need to like protect myself, then attack the thing, and I cannot concentrate on other things attacking me. So it's kind of like not the best combination for me, and I wonder if that is the similar experience for other people or not. DLCs were great. So we had Foundation. I liked delving into the history of the bureau. The fact that the bureau existed before the board, the fact that the board was not like always there, that the service weapon is relatively recent. That was very nice to see. I am wondering whether former or the board will also somehow play the role in the upcoming Alan Wake. I would not bank on that because I think it will be concentrated around Cauldron Lake and Alan rather than like this corporate inner fight for the power. I don't know. But if somehow we will see former and like we will glance at the whole board shenanigans of these like paranatural entities, that would also be cool. Though maybe that's something for the Control Resonant. I have no idea. So yeah, in the very short words, I am looking forward to proceeding with the Remedyverse. I will probably play indeed Alan Wake 2 next. So that's that is something that I am anticipating. I hope you anticipate it as well. And if that's the case, please leave me a like and subscribe to the channel. If you do not anticipate it or you want me to improve something for you, then please let me know down in the comments. And with that, have a nice day out there, and bye.